Good afternoon, everyone. How do you connect local businesses with the best workers?
Answering that question could open the door for young people entering the workforce. Blake Showalter is live in the studio now to tell us about a new effort.
Jeff and Kathy, this area's regional economic development group called SEMO Ready is creating a new apprenticeship program. The goal, to bring young workers and businesses together and keep them that way.
We lose our young folks, we lose young workers outside the region all the time.
And that's what SEMO Ready wants to stop with the creation of its new apprenticeship program called SEMO Works. CEO Shad Berner says it's designed to connect businesses, schools, and job seekers across 18 counties in southeast Missouri.
And our goal really is to be known in southeast Missouri as having the most and the highest quality apprenticeships of any region in the country, which would really be the goal to get to.
Berner tells me finding good employees is one of the biggest challenges local businesses face. Berner says SEMO Works aims to change that by building a stronger pipeline between schools and employers.
So the better pipeline we have to connect the educational institutions to the employers and then support those employers with further growth once the individuals are there, the better off we'll be.
I went to KT Power Solutions to talk with project manager Greg Zeller about SEMO Works. Zeller likes the idea of an apprenticeship program, saying it helps ensure new employees are properly trained and know just how a business works.
An apprenticeship program is very important. I mean, they learn a lot just on the job working, but if they're enhancing their knowledge going through an apprenticeship program, classwork / lab, I mean, they're just that much more valuable.
In fact, Zeller requires all his employees to complete an apprenticeship before they become employees.
It's just that basic knowledge of what they've learned there plus what they learn on the job through their work skills. That's just, you can't beat that.
Back at SEMO Ready, Shad Berner says their new program will also be used as a tool to keep the younger workforce in the region.
Around 90% of people who do apprenticeships stay in the region, and that is something we desperately need.
Berner tells me this program is still in its early stages and is focused on building a business directory. In the studio, Blake Showalter, Heartland News.